Koresh. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey, and Scotty's Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California. Coast to coast, Devils Talk. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils burn away the Leafs. Leafs is not even a real word. I tweeted that out earlier.
It's not. It's spelled incorrectly there.
Yeah.
It's leaves. Not, it's like
throwing
it out there.
Make like a tree and get out of here. You know what movie that's from?
I believe it was filmed here at the Michael J. Fox Studios, Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Well, what's going on, Sam Woo? It's Scotty here. Devils After Dark coming to you on the Let's Go Devils podcast network. Talking about an unreal Devils victory, keeping those playoff hopes alive. Now up to 13%. Sam Woo, the number of the captain. They're raising up. They were only at 9% before the game. Now they're at a 13% chance of getting into the playoffs this year. And we got to tip our hat to the man who was spitting venom in net all night long. Jake the Snake Allen over there. Over and over again. Just withstanding the barrage of Toronto Maple Leafs in the first period and beyond. Let's talk about it on the road. The Devils up there in Toronto. Hockey Central going on. And this game didn't start out too well for the Devils. A little alarming because a minute four into the game in the first period, Tyler Bertuzzi is in alone on a breakaway. And he puts himself a nice little fancy-dancy move there on Jake the Snake and gets it past him. A little stick handle, back around. Kind of fools Jake, who's down there on his knees. Kind of ends up in a little spin-a-rooney there himself. Toronto Maple Leafs up 1-0 very early into this game. And then the barrage of shots started in the first period. If you don't know, 25 shots in the first period. Not in the game, the first period. And I think they attempted somewhere near like 38 or 39 or something like that in the first period. Jake the Snake spitting venom over here. But the Devils did rebound. They withstood this barrage of shots coming from, the Austin Matthews and the William Nylanders. By the way, a good day for the old USA hockey there as well, with Jackie Boy and Austin Matthews on the ice. But it's another Hughes boy, Luke, you underestimate my power, who gets the Devils on the board at 4:25 of the first period with his 9th goal of the season. And it also starts out 2 3-point nights for 2 different gentlemen. One, Jesper Bratt, and the other, Nico Hischier. Jesper gets the primary assist, his 47th, and Nico Hischier, his 33rd assist of the year. And this was kind of a unassuming shot. Luke in by himself. There was a defender on him. Long range. Right past the goalie. He ripped it. He was kind of a little bit more to the left, far side, back the other way. And just a hell of a shot that fooled the old goaltender there and tied this game up 1-1. And then, again, it was the Jake the Snake show after that. Just shot after shot after shot after shot. I don't know how in the hell Jake Allen made all those saves, but he did. And you even heard our friend Steve Levy there on the call talking about What if Tom Fitzgerald got a goaltender maybe 2 or 3 weeks earlier than he did? Whatever. Captain Hindsight's always 2020. We got what we got now, and we're working with it. And Kakkonen and Allen, I think everyone will say, have been more than a pleasant surprise in goal so far. So, barrage of shots throughout the period. And then it happens once again. Timo Meier springs out. Jesper Bratt and Nico Hischier on a 2-on-1. And I'm sure Leafs fans are probably just thinking, you gotta be freaking kidding me. After 20-some shots and Jake Allen standing on his head, 2-on-1 the other way. And it's Bratt and Hischier. And Jesper Bratt's got the puck. He's holding on to it. And I don't know if you caught this or not. He did a real quick kind of fake shot, which fooled the goaltender, put a little vodka sauce right over the stick of the defender on the tape to Nico Hischier. That's a saucer pass. An Alfredo, a marinara, whatever you want. I'm feeling a little vodka sauce tonight. So you got a little vodka sauce over the stick of the defender, right on the tape to Nico Hischier, who puts it in the back of the net to put the Devils up 2-1 at 17:56 of the first period. Nico, his 24th. Jesper Bratt gets another primary, his 48th. And Timo Meier gets an assist, his 21st of the year. Look at the points piling up for our man Timo. We move into the second period, and the Maple Leafs woke up. This time it was William Nylander who had a bit of a tricky shot there. It looked like it was going to go high, and he kept it low. He kind of just came in up the wing and just let it fly, kind of medium length from the goal. And Jake Allen, it looked like he realized it just a second too late, like a nanosecond too late, where it was like, I think this is up. Oh, no, this is down. And he tries to slam his leg down, but the puck is already past him in the net for Nylander's 40th goal of the year at 3:14 of the second period to tie it up 2-2. And then just over a minute or so later, at 4:51, Austin Matthews gets his 59th goal of this year. Still not sure why Travis Green didn't challenge this call. It sure as hell looked like Austin Matthews was offsides. It was a long stretch pass from the defensive zone all the way up, but it looked like his skate was just over that blue line before the puck was. So, I don't know. They got better angles than yours truly here watching the ESPN feed. So maybe they saw something, or they weren't sure and didn't want to risk putting a potent Toronto Maple Leafs power play back on there just in case, they didn't win the challenge. But it sure did look like this play was offsides. Either way, Austin Matthews in all alone there, and he moves to his forehand to put it past Jake Allen on the side, mid-range shot, and tough one for Jake the Snake over there. I mean, you got Matthews, you got Nylander coming at you after facing this barrage of shots. 3-2 Toronto Maple Leafs at that point. Again, Austin Matthews' 59th goal of the year, and you're thinking, oh boy, well, it's finally caught up with the Devils. They were getting shell-shocked there in the first. Somehow they survived. They come out with the lead. Now all of a sudden they're down 3-2 already. But oh no. The man who has been flaming hot throughout the month of March, finally healthy, and got those legs going underneath him. And the Bulldog is back, baby. It's Timo time once again. What a response less than a minute after the Austin Matthews goal. That was at 4:51, and it's Timo time at 5:35. And this play was made, really, by the man who picked up his third point right here with another primary assist. That's 3 primary assists in this game, and that is Jesper Bratt. Nico Hischier gets him the puck, his 3rd point of the game, and Jesper Bratt goes around the goal and wraps around the other side, and you got a streaking Timo Meier coming right down the middle through traffic, and Jesper Bratt's able to just put that pass right on the tape again. Man, you go back to that Senators game, and it's just like, because the passing was so off in that game. But everything else, they have been so crisp and on the money, just like they were tonight. And Jesper Bratt thread that needle through the traffic, and boom, boom. There's Timo Meier to shovel it on home. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me goals from Timo Meier. Ooh, yeah. His 24th goal of the year. What did we say the other day? We were going to say 27, over and under. I'm going over for Timo Meier. Let me know what you think in the chat. YouTube Live, Instagram Live, Twitter Live, Facebook Live, Twitch. Over under 27 goals for Timo Meier. I'm going over. Jesper Bratt gets his 49th assist. Nico, it's his 34th at 5:35 of the second period. Game is all tied up 3-3. And then later on at 13:05, what's happening here? 4th line madness. Yes. All 3 combined on this goal. Chris Tierney, Curtis Lazar, and the goal scorer himself, Max Willman, getting his 2nd of the year to put the Devils up 4-3. And this was a good play by every single person on this line here. Tierney to get the shot. He was a little bit farther out. Okay, he gets a shot on net. It's not like some rocket slapper. He just gets it on net. Sometimes that's what you got to do, is just put pucks on the net and hope for a nice rebound. And when you got someone like Curtis Lazar, who's parked in front of the net and taking on 2 Leafs defenders, he's creating traffic and chaos in front of the goal. And we don't notice Max Willman right there on the side to put it in the back of the net for his 2nd of the year. And Devils now up 4-3 near the end of the second period. Not the way you thought this game was going to go, with the way the Leafs were playing and the amount of shots that they were getting. But maybe they don't know about Mr. Spitting Venom, Jake the Snake Allen, who, by the way, has got himself a new helmet. Looks pretty slick there with the black paint on the side. I like it, Jake. I like it a lot. We go into the 3rd, and again, the Leafs are trying to throw everything at the Devils, but there was a good stretch of time here where neither team was getting a shot on goal. Neither team. And in the 3rd period, the Devils only got, 5, and the Leafs got 10 shots on goal. But there was a good stretch of time here where, man, did that defense tighten up. And that's something we've seen from this Devils team under Coach Green. And late in the 3rd period, when it's still 4-3, game, kind of hanging there in the balance. How many times have we said that? Remember going back to that Pittsburgh game where they were up 2-1. It's like, a little fluke goal, and it's 2-2, and this whole game is tied, and it's a different story. Same thing here. You got a dangerous Toronto team that can almost score at will. Unless you're facing Jake the Snake Allen. But, you got to be careful with that. And that's when Gentleman Jack, that's right, Jumpin' Jack Flash, gets sprung by Curtis Lazar, getting his 2nd assist of the game at 16:47. Jack Hughes in on the breakaway. And he puts a nice little move there on the goaltender. A little flamingo, little leg up in the back over there, kind of faking. And much like Jesper Bratt did in the last game, you fake this way, your goaltender's got to start moving, and that 5-hole opens up just a sliver, and boom, right back and through. Jack Hughes gets his 25th goal of the season. He says, sorry, Timo, I want to lead the league. I want to lead the team in goals. You got Nico, you got Timo, both with 24. Now you got Jack Hughes with 25 at 16:47. Devils go up 5-3. And so you know the goaltender's getting pulled soon for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but woo! You want to talk about a poor effort over here. Leafs were just kind of like very nonchalant as the Devils throw the puck all the way down the ice. It should have been an icing, but our man, Curtis Lazar, getting his third point of the game by hustling all the way down that ice and negating the icing and then getting possession of the puck behind the net, kind of delaying, trying to kill a little time, and all of a sudden you notice Jack Hughes is right over there on the other side by the open empty net goal, by the empty net. I mean, there's a little pass over. Jack just does a little whoop, whoop, backhand, and into the net. A 6-pack of goals on the board for your New Jersey Hockey Devils up there in Toronto as they take this game and, like we said, increase their chances to the captain's number, 13% right now, for them to make the playoffs. And by the way, 9 goals in this game, every single one of them an even strength goal. Didn't think you'd be saying that after the first period. Shots on goal for the Devils, 10-10-5 for a total of 25. For Toronto, 25, 10-10 for a total of 45. That's right, Jake the Snake had 42 saves tonight. Face-off percentage, almost dead even there. Devils 23 wins. Toronto had the slight edge. They had 24. Power plays, offers, which means the PK still continues its dominance for the Devils. 47 hits for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the Devils had 29. That's not bad for them. And 15 block shots for the Devils, only 7 for the Maple Leafs. What a game. Your 3 stars, Nico, goal, 2 assists. Jesper Bratt, 3 primaries. And the man with a .933 save percentage in goal, Jake the Snake Allen. Huge victory to keep this season alive for your New Jersey Hockey Devils. Want to hear what you think about it on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Instagram, Twitch, wherever the hell else you're listening to right now. As we check in with the king of the football calls himself from the, well, I don't know, the weather's been pretty crappy in New Jersey, right? From the frozen tundra of New Jersey, it's Sam. By God, woo!
It was sunny skies around 58 degrees.
All right, whatever. The not-so-frozen tundra then, okay?
Yeah.
The almost springtime Sam Woo.
Yeah, look, I noticed a few things during this game. Jake the Snake Allen, after a bad game against the Ottawa Senators with a little rest, and he's got a little bit of a goalie competition going on with Kakkonen. He responded in that first period. 24 saves on 25 shots. I don't know if it was a letdown or just the Leafs wanted to go for the jugular in the first period, and Jake Allen said no, essentially. He played fantastic. Devils giving up the first goal of the game pretty quickly. Luke Hughes getting the equalizer at that point of the game. So, it was an exciting game. But there's something I noticed in the third period.
Okay,
and the ESPN announcers, Steve Levy, and I think it was AJ. Is it AJ?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I noticed something. The Devils are playing with a 1-goal lead, and they look like somewhat in playoff mode. Remember, the first period, 25 shots on goal. Really, they had about 33, 34 shots. Some were blocked. But that third period, the Devils were not – they were letting the Maple Leafs make the mistakes. And with the play in front of them, and it looked like the old New Jersey Devils. Not exactly, but the old New Jersey Devils where they're playing to win, and they were just making smart plays during that third period because Toronto, they tried. Jake the Snake was the last line of defense. He made the timely saves, and he just resembled almost kind of like in the playoffs when you have a 1-goal lead, you sit back. You're still aggressive, but you don't make the dumb plays, and eventually the dumb plays happened, and the Devils scored, and Jack Hughes leading the way. That was clutch. He's burned the shots now. Timo Meier is so hot right now, and Steve Herschel asked, is it anything to do with Lindy Ruff? I think it had a lot to do with Toffoli being traded. Maybe a little bit of Lindy Ruff, but realize
health too.
Well, health too. I mean, it's a combination of things, but I'll tell you, Timo Meier, jeez,
this is who we thought we were getting.
Well, you know what? Better late than never. Hopefully, he can carry this team into the playoffs. Do I dare say it? Because right now, the Devils are 5 points out. Still behind.
Woo! Thank you, Chris Booker. What a dangle. And yes, gentlemen, commentary, Steve Levy is eons better than Sean McDonough. I will say that.
Oh, yeah, Sean McDonough, he's dead to me. I can't stand that guy. I'll just say it out loud.
Well, I didn't think you were going to go all Mike Francesa on him. Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah. He's so bad, I wouldn't even take him behind the barn. Anyway. The guy obviously hates New Jersey. The guy's obviously a Rangers fan. I mean, it's so obvious that McDonough guy, he's a loser. Anyway, so now watch 2 weeks. Hey, we got McDonough on the podcast.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's edit that part out. Yeah. Oh yeah, McDonough. He's a great guy. How are you, man?
Just scratch that name off the list of future interviews right there.
Hey, if I'm going to burn bridges, actually, I shouldn't be talking about bridges right now. Anyway, so, all right. Also, that fourth line, Scotty, Willman.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Max Willman.
He had a great preseason. He's still going. I thought DeSimone played decently tonight, defensively.
Yes, he did. He's been playing decently since he's got into the lineup.
Yeah.
Why it took so long, I'm not sure, but he's played very well.
I thought Marino was better.
Marino looked a lot better tonight, too.
He made some mistakes.
He had a lot of jump in those skates.
He had a bad penalty there, although could you really blame him? It's just one of those things. But
yeah.
But again, it's just I'm enjoying seeing the improvement of this team. But what scares me is the next game. Is it going to be a trap? You just beat the New York Islanders. You shut them out in their own building. This is on the road. You go up to Toronto. You said, all right, we'll give you the first goal. All right, let's take over. Let's battle back. They beat them 6-3. Toronto had no answers in the third period. They tried, but they failed. But who do they play next? The Sabres? Friday night?
Yeah.
Friday night. Now they get some rest, the Devils. You got Wednesday and Thursday. You got both goaltenders well rested. You go into Buffalo. You got to take care of business. They're in the race too, barely, but they're still in the race. They're still in the same predicament as the Devils, being a little bit far out. Now these 3-point games are what we worried about because the Red Wings and the Caps had one of them. They got a point each, and then the Caps won in overtime over the Red Wings. So, but the Devils just need to just worry about themselves at this point, Scotty, and just keep winning. All it takes is a 2-game losing streak, and the Flyers gained a point. See, the Rangers don't do any favors for us. They don't do any favors for us, right? It's like when you want them to win, just to help us out, they don't do that. They're a bunch of jerks, too. They're a bunch of Sean McDonoughs. Anyway.
But I see a lot of people talking about, DeSimone here. Yeah, he had a really good game. He's been a solid addition to those defensive pairings. Late here in the season, we picked him up off of waivers from Calgary. He didn't find himself getting into the lineup at all, and now he's made the most of his play. He really has. And I love the block shots from this team now. Yeah. I mean, it's something that I feel like was definitely missing, and Curtis Lazar, obviously, but others as well have really stepped up with the block shots. Even today on the one goal, I think the Nylander goal, part of the reason why they were able to get open was because Jesper Bratt blocked a shot with his stick and his twig snapped, and he was going to the bench to get a replacement stick, which it was second period, so further change, and it kind of left like a small opening. But when you got a Nylander or an Austin Matthews, they can take advantage of that sort of thing. But the whole reason was he blocked the shot. So I'm all about seeing this team get in there and lay out and definitely block more shots. Nico has been really solid with that. I've seen it more from Kevin Ball, but DeSimone has blocked a number of shots as well.
Yeah. Well, and Kevin Ball, speaking of him, he took that penalty. Look, I didn't. Again, it's one of those things where you got to do what you got to do.
I was fine with it. Whatever.
Guy's going to hip check you. It was a little somewhat dangerous. Kevin Ball roughed him up a little bit. I'm okay with those penalties. Because this penalty kill is decent right now. They are. And you can get away with it, And I love the physicality. I want to see more of it. And you know what? It's hopefully they can maintain this momentum and go into Buffalo on Friday on the road. They got to get 2 solid points because right now the Capitals are winning, but could the Flyers falter?
Crash and burn. Yep.
Because the Devils have that second to last game against the Flyers. That could be 2 points right there. That you're going to have to start doing the math right now. Could the Flyers start faltering down the stretch? They benched the captain a couple days for no reason. But, anything can happen. It looks like the Capitals are getting hot. Flyers may fall down a little bit, which means the Devils are really 5 or 6 points behind. That's 3 games. Mix in with these 3-point games. Still enough time, but the Devils just need to just keep on winning. Forget about this. Just keep on winning. You can't do anything by losing. You just got to keep on winning. Put the pressure on. Someone's going to falter. A team's going to falter.
Yeah. And I see a lot of people talking about the, the challenge and stuff. Yeah, I mean, obviously they must have had a view. It looked offsides to me, but the very, maybe down the line, type of view would have saw that, it must have been like Austin Matthews, toenail, just hanging over just on the blue line. It was so friggin' close there. To the naked eye, it looked offsides. But
it was too risky at that point in the game because you would have to, be on the penalty kill if you're wrong.
If you lose, you put that potent penalty kill power play back out there. Although our penalty kill has been phenomenal the past, I mean, ever since like maybe the second month of the season. They've just been really steadily improving. Definitely in 2024 here. But yeah, I would have challenged it, but I guess they had a view, that showed that like he must have had just like a toe over that line still, or still on that line. But it definitely looked like it was offside.
That's what Robert Larson said. The game was in Toronto.
That's also true, yeah.
Yeah, so they have the home video advantage.
Hence why they got registered with 47 hits tonight. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
But overall, this was a surprising outcome to this game. I'm not going to lie. When you're watching that first period, you're just like, man, it's only a matter of time. Jake the Snake can't stop all of these just like this. But you know what? He did. He came through big time. Him and Kakinen have been, they have been revelations in the net for the New Jersey Devils. We have struggled so much this year just looking for consistency, looking for those timely saves, looking for someone who the team can rely on when they do get a little faulty on the defensive side. Especially, we've talked about it all year with the young defensemen who are definitely playing a lot better now. You see how their game is growing, and the hockey sense is just getting better and better up here with things. But you needed that goaltender that you can really rely on. And Jake the Snake and Kakinen, even in that Arizona game where he got pulled, those 3 goals in the first period, I wouldn't have put on Kakinen either. So these 2 guys have really been holding down the fort for the Devils in net. And maybe Fitzy, after all of his attempts, we know the one spot he's had trouble with is landing that prize goalie there. Maybe he finally hit the jackpot for the last month and a half.
I don't think it's Fitzy. I think if that's Marty Brodeur with Jake Allen and getting Kakinen, that was more of a salary dump. I think Fitzy just got lucky so far with that.
Lucky with Kakinen, and then we'll give Marty the Jake. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Either way, we got some solid damn goaltending for once, and look at the dividends it's making with this team.
Yeah. Well, also, that cliche, the goaltender gave his team a chance to win. I think what Allen and Kakinen have done is they really gave their team time to figure it out, because usually in the first period, things have gone wrong for the New Jersey Devils. They give up the first goal, or they unravel. They're always playing from behind. I think right now they're holding the fort till the team rebounds and regroups and actually start playing Devils hockey, which they did in the second and third period. That first period, it was all Jake Allen. He was the reason why the Devils were still relevant in this game in the second and third period. But once the Devils, figured it out, they held the Maple Leafs to 10 shots in the second period and 10 shots in the third period, and they knew how to – they didn't really know, but they played well with the 1-goal lead and waiting for Toronto to make those high-risk mistakes, and they paid the price for it. And also credit Jack Hughes, because we've been critical of him. He buried the shot when the team needed it. Remember that shootout, the penalty shot? He didn't bury it.
Yep.
He flubbed it. Now he's burning the shots. And if down the stretch there's no room for error, the pressure is on, and it's the Devils outside looking in on that bubble. Can they put enough pressure where they start streaking and other teams start losing in regulation? Particularly the Flyers and the Capitals. And the Devils, are past the Islanders temporarily, but Islanders have games in hand. But
and Tom here, I check the math, Tom, because you know me and my math skills, we're not too good. But according to Tom, Timo, Jack, Jesper, and Nico have combined 72 points in the last 15 games. Which,
That's
honestly, I mean, Nico had 3 tonight. Jesper had 3 tonight. I think Timo and Jack both had 2. I wouldn't be surprised to see those guys just piling it up like that.
I think Nico Heischer's playing a lot better right now.
Oh, he's playing.
He seems like he's moving a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And we want to point this out as well, too, because now, most of the games are coming to a close. Nashville did win, right? They just pulled it out, I believe. Oh, they beat the Golden Knights. Oh, that doesn't matter. So the Capitals won, the Penguins won, the Flyers lost. So right now, I think what the Devils need to keep an eye on is those Philadelphia Flyers, because Washington is getting hot. Okay. And they only have 71 games played, and they have 81 points. Philadelphia, like the Devils, has 73 games played, and they are currently 6 points in front of the Devils. And don't forget, the Devils have that second to last game against the Flyers. Can they leapfrog the Red Wings? And could the Flyers have a little bit of a tumble here in this last 9-10 games of the season? They lose 2 in a row. Now, all of a sudden, that second to last game, I mean, of course, it also implies that the Devils are winning, but that Flyers game, the second to last one of the season, might be huge down the stretch, because we've seen the Flyers struggle here and there with their consistency.
Well, plus the goaltending is now starting to become a problem late in the season.
Yes, it is. So it sucked that the Rangers couldn't beat them in friggin' regulation.
Nah, they did that on purpose, the Rangers. So like,
that would have been nice.
Yeah.
But, there's definitely an opportunity here. Washington might, the way they're playing right now, and Ovi is just on fire. They might just leapfrog right up in there. The Lightning are at, 85 points, I think? I got to go back to my app. Are they at 85 points? Yeah, the Lightning are at 85 points, and they only have 71 games played. So it's going to come down. I mean, and again, the Devils have to win. They got to win their games here. But the Icelanders are not that far behind. Detroit, the Devils, the Caps, and the Flyers. That's what it's going to come down to. And that second to last game, mark it on your calendar now. That might be where the season is really decided. Because the Islanders don't look too good. Now, they can turn it around, of course. But as of late, they haven't been playing too hot. The Red Wings have been ice cold lately. And they lost to the Caps again tonight. So they got a point, though, right? Because they went to... Didn't they go to OT? I think they went to OT tonight, right?
Yeah.
The Caps and the Red... I just want to double check.
No, they did. They did.
They right?
Yeah.
OT? Yeah.
It was a 3-point game. Yep.
So they got a point there. They snuck a point out. But the Red Wings have not been playing very well lately. Neither of the Islanders. So if the Devils can ride this streak, if they can ride this hot goaltending, we might be coming down to a hell of a stretch run here these last 2 weeks or so of the season.
Yeah.
And we're going to be here talking about it with Game 5 and Devils After Dark on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network. That's right, baby.
Yeah, and next, after the Sabres, you got that back-to-back. You've got at home against the Penguins, which is a huge game, because that's an opportunity to just knock off the Penguins in that race, And then the next game, that April 3rd showdown against the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. All the hype about Rempe, if the Devils can beat the Sabres, and also they're going to have some time. They're going to have time to rest right now. They can actually practice with Travis Green. Whatever he's doing seems to be working pretty well, with the exception of that dud against Ottawa, which they'll get their chance again because next week you've got Pittsburgh on Tuesday, Devils Rangers, Madison Square Garden on Wednesday, and I believe Saturday in Ottawa to play the Ottawa Senators. I believe they play them that Saturday, 7 o'clock start.
Revenge.
Again, you can't be leaving points on the table, but it's a good chance to make a surge right now while the Flyers are, their goaltending suspect right now. And if they're going to fall, they might fall out of the race. I mean, still, they have some cushion. They have a 6-point cushion, but they're not doing too well right now.
Yep. We shall see. It's going to be exciting stretch run here for this team. See what they can pull out and see how they can play under the pressure. And like we said, we're going to be talking about it here. We got State of the Fan Address coming up tomorrow night. We're going to be back on Friday with some Game Day Live and some Devils After Dark for this Sabres game as the Devils rest up. They're staying in Toronto tonight. Then they're heading to Buffalo. Get a practice in. Have the game on Friday. This is going to be a huge thing for them, is actually getting some rest in. With all the back-to-backs, and we're still not done with those yet, with all the back-to-backs and all the games slammed in there on them, they're finally going to get some rest here and time to practice late in the season, which could be absolutely crucial for their playoff contentions.
Absolutely.
But I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. Big, huge Devils victory, a 6-pack of pucks in the back of the net, all even strength to send the Toronto faithful home unhappy yet again. But, I mean, they've been doing that for how many years now? So, I mean, they're just kind of used to it these days. Right, Sam Woo?
It's like Stockholm Syndrome. They just love the use. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Anyway.
Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I know Sam Woo is going to say the final goodbyes here, but can't wait for the next game on Friday night to see these boys back in action once again. I know a couple of weeks ago I was like dreading it. I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. Now all of a sudden, I'm pumped, baby. We're back. We're back.
Yeah, we're definitely getting pumped. Cautiously optimistic. Could this be the next Florida Panthers of last season? Could they make it to the playoffs? We shall see. You got to play the games. Dropping the podcast at midnight. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music Prime, Audible, wherever you get our podcast. Thank you to everybody. See you tomorrow. Stay the Fan Address at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Till next time, let's go Devils.